Hello, gorgeous. Today we are talking about the weight conversation that women are having this year and why weight gain in menopause is actually a metabolic issue and not a motivation problem. So many of us are eating less, gaining weight, not so much about your discipline. It's your metabolism that's changed. And we're going to dive into the details of that. So you're watching straight from the doctor's desk with me, Dr. Andrea Purcell, where we work with women who are tired of guessing, tired of pushing harder, tired of blaming themselves when your body just stops responding. So all about women's health and hormones here at the practice. And maybe you're feeling like you've done everything right for decades and suddenly nothing works. And so, what we're going to dive into today is more of the natural approach, which is holistic, where we need to identify and correct metabolic and hormonal shifts that are happening beneath all of those symptoms. Weight gain is a symptom, right? And in natural medicine, we do it naturally, we do it safely in a way that your body can sustain. So, it's not about extremes. It's about finding what your body needs right now in this moment. Okay, so let's talk about what's really happening here. Menopause is a whole body shift and it changes the entire endocrine system and all of the hormones. So, specifically, insulin sensitivity and fat storage. So, as estrogen declines, our cells become less sensitive to insulin. And that means that our blood sugar rises, we require more insulin to get the blood sugar into the cells. It stays elevated longer, and insulin is the hormone of fat storage. So, especially around the abdomen, a lot of women call it like a muffin top. And it's not about overeating necessarily, it's about how the menopausal body processes fuel. And estrogen does help shuttle glucose into the muscles. And so when the estrogen declines and that signal weakens, the body starts storing more than shuttling. So you could eat the same amount of food, less food, or even eat better than you ever did and still feel like you're gaining weight or your weight is stuck. And that's why this calories in, calories out thing really doesn't work for so many women. I just want to touch a little bit on the GLP-1 medications. They're everywhere right now, and they have completely changed the landscape of medicine. And I really feel like they've been a pivotal addition for so many people whose metabolisms have been stuck. They're not going anywhere, these medications. They are here to stay, and they work by reducing appetite and slowing gastric emptying. So women feel full. GLP-1s, I think, can be used very effectively for the short term. We're not so clear about what's going to happen in the long term because they're so new to the market. I think some people are just asking, hey, can women successfully get off them without making lifestyle changes? And if not, what would be the lifestyle changes? And that's just really where women's medicine is so complex and individualized and really requires an individualized approach. So I think the question really needs to be for anyone on a GLP-1 is what I need to do to build a strong foundation for myself so that I can one day get off or greatly minimize the dose of my GLP-1 medication and maintain the results that I've achieved. Because what we don't want is we don't want a yo-yo where the weight returns the moment the medication stops. And we certainly don't want to lose muscle, and we don't want to slow down our metabolism even more because that would be a band-aid approach. Stress hormones do rise in midlife, and they do rise especially when we follow extreme diets. Because of calorie restriction in menopause, which a lot of women are trying to do, or different types of fasting, it can elevate our cortisol and worsen our insulin resistance. So the nervous system is already stressed, right? And then we move into this fight or flight thing, and it's really difficult to lose weight in fight or flight. When cortisol stays high, our body just tends to hang on to that fat for survival. So that's why trying harder, pushing more, it does make things worse. I had a woman who was doing some really extreme type of dieting, trying to lose weight, and then she just got such uncontrollable cravings later in the day. It was just not sustainable. So estrogen is not just a reproductive hormone, it's a metabolic hormone. So you want to think about estrogen as like the glue that keeps the brick wall together. So it does protect muscle mass, mitochondrial function, which is our cellular rate, our metabolic abilities to fluctuate. And as estrogen declines, muscle can break down, our body can become more inflamed, certainly our bones can break down. And then as glucose becomes dysregulated, we get that higher insulin, which does contribute to fat storage. So if you're out there and you're feeling frustrated or defeated, it's not about laziness. It's really about biochemistry and it's about endocrinology. When we talk about losing weight, we have to stabilize blood sugar. We have to make sure that the cortisol rhythm is properly balanced. What is the thyroid doing? The thyroid contributes to metabolic rate. Look at sleep and the quality of the sleep you're getting if you're inflamed. So weight loss is not really a starting point. It's a side benefit of getting a good foundation in place for yourself. And it's the result of repairing the metabolic system so that then the body can feel safe and release the weight that's been stored. So when the system is supported, your body can release the weight naturally without obsessing or starvation or fear or extremes, getting down on yourself. The takeaway is you might feel like you're a failure, but you're not a failure. Our culture tends to fail us. So I would say try not to follow the culture. But if you are eating less, you're exercising more, and you're gaining weight, your body's asking for support and it's looking for a new way of doing things. If you're ready to stop blaming yourself and start understanding your body, you're in the right place and we're happy to help you. You can just reach out to our office. You can click on the website below and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao for now.